Hello, my name is Jenan Kanono. I'm the team leader at Jonaki Holdings Limited, where we get to serve you. So if you have a financial challenge, if you have a money problem, if you want to scale up your business, we have you sorted. And you can always check us out at www.thejonakiholdings.com for money solutions. We are located in Tinda as our headquarters and at Mulago Business Center as our branch. Enjoy this video. As lenders, you have the responsibility of taking care of your businesses. As lenders, you have the responsibility of making sure you keep existing. As lenders, I know there have been lots of hits on us as lenders. There have been lots of comments on us as lenders, and it's not getting any better. Truth be told is that things are getting a little tighter, and that's the truth. So we ought to actually, in Uganda say, we ought to do our roles and do it very well. We also need to put in our efforts to make sure that we keep existing. Not in the wrong way, but in the right way, because there are better ways that we can use to fight for our rights as lenders, but also to make sure we keep existing, because we exist for a cause, and I know that there's a reason as to why we exist. So what do we have to do? What should be the way forward for lenders? Now I speak as a chairperson of the Lenders Association of Uganda. And it is my sincere, in the deepest heart to make sure that this industry keeps running. Why? Because we have a solution we are proposing to the stakeholders. What do you ought to do? If you're there and you're a lender and you do not belong to an association, I encourage you to sign up to the association. Come and sign up to the association. The number will be shared. You can comment in the comment box, but you need to be reached out and supported. Because the thing is, all of us didn't start at the levels we are at. And most of the business, if you're going to do a sample of the businesses, even downtown, sample the shops and see how many of them are paying licenses and see how many of them actually have the required documentations. Most of the businesses start informal and they transition to formality. Most. Though not all, but most of the businesses. So your level doesn't matter. Irrespective of the level you're at, our intention is how do we graduate you from the level that you're at to probably better level. From the formality you're in to a better level. Because then what happens? What then happens? I've had rebuttals, I've had complaints from some of the lenders telling you, I applied for my license, but it's been denied on the side of interest rate. But look, if you're lending at 20% and your portfolio at risk is 80%, what are you doing? If you're lending at 20% and your recovery, the amount of money that you're recovering is at probably 4% or 5%. Ideally, you're lending at 4%, but you don't know it. So you're thinking in your mind that you're lending at 15% or 20%. But in the ideal is that you're lending at 4%. And there's some of the guys that have been mentoring and some of the guys that have been supporting. We look at the system and the person thinks they are lending at 20%, yet they are lending at 5% or 6%. Then I would encourage them to say, look, how about you lend at actually 6% or 10% or 8% when you can actually collect this money, rather than lending with the hypothetical interest of 20%, yet in actual sense there is no collection that is happening. It's a big challenge. So what we do as lenders, you ought to join the association as a first starting point. Point number 2, it is important that you get registered. Get the required licenses. You register a business or a company. You can register a business for as low as 300,000. You can register a company for as low as 500,000. Go and register, have a recognized company or business. Because you cannot have a TIN number, you cannot have a license without a registered business or a company. No license is given to an individual. So go and register a business as a lender. Because now those are some of the steps that will help you transition to formality from informality. And those are the qualifiers that are going to graduate you to even join the association. Because the association also needs some organized people. Because where we are headed as an industry, you need to chart your way forward. You need to move. You need to support yourself. You need to, you have to actually help yourself and move to another level. You need to move to another level. Point number 3, you need to monitor. What are the cheapest sources of money? If you've been borrowing money expensively, it is because probably your systems are very shaky. You see, I usually share my experience. The time I'd not formalized, I'd borrow for as high as 5% per month. I'd borrow for as high as 7% per month. I'd actually ever borrowed at for as high as 12% per month. To borrow and relend, you can imagine, if I was borrowing at 12%, how much was I lending at? 15. But do you know how much I was collecting? Almost the portfolio at risk was 80%. So I was not almost making any business. So you can imagine. So how about, because the moment you organize your structures and you get better, then the person, the investor who can actually give you the money, the person you can borrow from, will have the comfort of giving you their money because they will not be exposing themselves. But if you keep risky the way you are, if you keep informal the way you are, you're going to keep getting expensive money, which expensive money is that all the profits you're going to get is going to go back to the investor. Why? Because he doesn't want to hear what it is you're telling them. And on your end, you're losing money. Why? Because you're informal. You're informal. You're not doing things the right way. You're not collecting the money. You're informal. So you need to organize yourself so that you even become attractive to the lender, to the person who can invest in you, to the investor. So as a lender, you need to organize yourself. Do you have proper books of accounts? Do you track your expenses? Do you track your incomes? Do you know the profits that you're making? Because all these are the numbers that these investors will look for. They will be engaging you on that. They want to know, what are your books of accounts? Did you file your returns? Because now if you're operating illegally, you cannot progress. Investor will freak out because he knows that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. URA will land on you and close you. So they want to associate with someone who is actually doing something, but doing it the right way. So you need to organize yourself as a lender so that you're investor ready, so that the investor is not at risk to invest with you. Because the moment the risk is high, that means the investor will step up their rate. And before you know it, you're working for them. You're not making any headway. Now, someone can come and engage. I've been receiving some of the investors says, you know what, I can lend you at probably as low as 2%. But now 2% still, I may not need your money because probably sometimes I have some bit of money which is a bit cheaper, or probably I still have some money that I can use. But you can imagine there are people who are still borrowing at 10% from investors to relend. Now, at what rate are you going to relend? So I called upon you as a lender that given the climate that we're in Uganda, it's not getting any easier. It's not getting any better. With the blows from the politicians, with the blows from the parliament, with the blows from the government, we cannot keep as is. We need to organize ourselves. We need to come together than never before. We are looking at a number of strategies to support the lenders through the association. One of the strategies, why don't we standardize the documents? Because we've seen scenarios in courts of the law. You go to the courts of the law, but because of the arguments that you use, which are wrong, they have loopholes, you cannot collect your money. So you're looking at standardizing the documents that you use to lend the money, so that your documents that you use are leak-proof. They don't have any leakage. But also want to syndicate that, you know, in the event that you have clients, because some of us have minimum amounts that we lend, probably could be lending low amount than we lend at. Our minimum amount could be starting amount for someone else. How can we syndicate? How can we lend to lenders? Because I've also seen some people who lend to lenders because for them they have reached a particular level. You get all these supports, but also there are conversations of having a circle. Because then if you have a circle, we can know that, you know what, these people are signed up in the association. They are signed up in the association and now they belong to the circle. And with this circle, probably, since we have put the money together, we can afford to say, you know, as lenders, come and borrow from the circle at probably 2%. Come and borrow from the circle at probably 3%. And then you can relend at a slightly higher rate and make your cut, rather than borrowing from other investors who are even more risky. So there are many privileges that we've brainstormed and that we are rethinking, that working together we can actually get to clean up this industry, but also we can get to grow to another level. So I encourage lenders, if you're not yet belonging to the association, if you're not yet signed up, please sign up so that we can actually grow together. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, but also ask questions, propose areas for discussion. Thank you for watching, and God richly bless you.